All right, so the coin we are covering today is BPRO, and this is a very, very low cap project. So buyer beware, but it does have a ton of potential in the gaming and DeFi and sports betting space. And when I say low cap, I am not kidding. It is currently trading at 0.0038 cents per coin with a market cap of just $26 million. That's not billion, that's $1 million. And that puts it just outside of the coin market cap top 500. It is currently at number 546. And as always, none of this is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. But BPRO does have a lot going for it. It is going, is it going to be the next Ethereum killer or be more decentralized than Bitcoin? Certainly not. But it is creating a very compelling use case in the NFT, gaming, DeFi, and sports betting market that has caught the eye of many existing legacy players, in that space that are looking to enter blockchain without deploying just a ton of capital. And what BPRO is essentially a code as a service protocol that provides technology and support for blockchain-based applications. They allow teams to get up and running without a whole lot of development or developers, which is incredibly important nowadays, as recruiting developers for projects is like nearly impossible. The model, that BPRO uses is pretty straightforward. If you're looking to work with them, if you're looking to work with BPRO and say you're like an MGM casino, or well, that's probably not a good example since they could actually probably deploy the resources and afford expensive developers. But say you're like Casino XYZ and you would like to build a dApp on pretty much any blockchain, like Ethereum or even Polkadot, you would just stake your BPRO tokens, and then you would be granted access to their entire code base and support team, which would allow you to launch an infinite variety of different types of dApps. They started out specializing in sports, specifically sports betting. They actually used to be called Bet Protocol, but have since rebranded to BPRO as they realize there's really no limit to the amount of different use cases and categories that they could enter with their kind of grand vision and their vast code base. But yeah, they've really made a big move into DeFi lately. They signed up partners like Uzith, which was just announced on Monday. And Uzith is leveraging BPRO's tech for staking and governance features for their DeFi ecosystem, which, building out a staking function would normally just be incredibly rigorous. And I can't tell you how many projects I cover have staking on their roadmap, but it's just so far off. Whereas, if a project uses a protocol and service like BPRO, it could be off and running with their staking in just a few days, as opposed to like a few months or a few quarters or a few years. But as I mentioned earlier, it is a very low cap project that is still very much in its infancy. So that carries, a lot of inherent risk to it. But yeah, BPRO is creating a much needed service as so many projects nowadays. Well, pretty much all projects are just created from scratch. And yeah, the sky, I think is the limit for, a project like this, but, it's certainly not going to be the next Ethereum killer or, the next Bitcoin or what have you. But, it doesn't really have to be at a market cap of $26 million, even if it did something crazy in 10X, which it actually did a couple months ago, but has since come back down. That still would only be a $260 million project, which would, I don't even barely put them in the top 100 on CoinMarketCap. But it has a very, very loyal community and pretty loyal developer community as well. And the team is pretty strong. Their CEO and founder, Rue, was also the founder of Polka Markets and has quite a bit of experience in the space. But yeah, it's just one of those kind of new projects that's doing some interesting things and kind of finding a niche in the market and a vertical where it can excel and kind of create a moat and some velocity behind it. But yeah, anyway, that's our take on BPRO. I think it's certainly possible to 10X here from, in the next 6 to 12 months or so. I mean, it's done it before. It can probably certainly do it again with a little more, hype behind it or what have you. But yeah, let us know if you're holding BPRO, where you think it's going, what your price predictions are, your thoughts on the projects and the partners they're partnering with. And yeah, let us know if any of these kind of low cap gems are on your radar, and we'll check them out. It's how we kind of find the B pros of the world to bring y'all. And yeah, give us a like on and subscribe on the YouTube. Download the podcast if you're listening on Apple or Spotify. And yeah, tune in tomorrow because we will be back with another coin analysis for you. All right. Bye-bye.